Are you missing out on a lot of gains due to a lack of patience? In this video, we're going over how patience will make you way more money as a crypto investor and trader, and examples of being patient versus not being patient. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name's Ben. I've made over 6 figures trading crypto. I'm on a journey to 10K a month of passive income, and I want you to join me on this journey. Let's go. So first off, we got to announce the winner of the giveaway. Thank you so much who have entered in, and for all of you that have supported me on this journey. It's crazy because now we are close to 2,000 subscribers already, and at the time of this recording, we're at 1,800, and by the time you watch this video, we might be over that 2,000. All right, good luck everyone, and for the winner, just leave a comment down below with your email, and I will send you all your login info for the course. All right, here we go. Philip Rock said, love your channel. I'm from Croatia. I've been in crypto since 2018 and OneCoin terrible in crypto.com from June 21st. I struggle with fees. Congratulations, Philip. Just comment down below with your email and I will send you your login info for the course. And don't worry, we'll be doing a lot more giveaways in the future. So patience takes a lot of time to master, and even when you think you did, you'll still make mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes I made that you'll probably hear me tell over and over again is when I bought OXT and then I sold it right before it pumped. I started buying OXT back in January and February of 2020, and I was buying around 20 to 30 cents. And then in March, it dipped down to like 10 to 15 cents. And then I just added more and more to this position. And the reason I did this was because on Coinbase, this was the lowest market cap out of all the cryptos. It was only listed on Coinbase, and so at the time the market cap was only 20 million. So it was extremely low, and the next highest up was like 100 million on Coinbase. So I was adding more to this position, and I was like, this could easily just go up to $1 and be $100 million market cap. And so I was adding to this position, and I had about 40,000 tokens, which was a huge part of my portfolio at the time. And I had gotten most of it between 15 and 20 cents. And I was doing little trades here and there when it would shoot up to like 24 cents, like here, and then rebuy at 20. And I was just adding to this position over time. And then, I don't want to go too far, but August 12th in 2020, Coinbase announced that they were adding NMR to Coinbase Pro. And so I had done a bunch of trades beforehand where when they added a new coin, I would buy it and then I would wait for it to get listed, and then I would sell it for like a 20% or 50% gain. And this coin, I bought it the day after they announced it, so August 13th. And what I did, which was the big mistake, was I've been holding on to OXT for 3 or 4 months. I was like, I think this thing could go to $1. My intention was to sell a bunch of OXT to rebuy and make more OXT. I wanted to make like 20% or 50% gains on NMR, sell it, buy back OXT, and buy 20% or 50% more OXT than I sold. And what had happened is I sold it on August 13th to buy NMR, and I sold 35,000 of my holding. So I sold more than 3/4 of my holding to buy NMR. So I was left with 10,000 OXT. This is August 13th right here, 2020. The very next day, it goes up 50%, all the way to 30 cents. And I was so mad, I was so pissed. And then I was like, well, I can't rebuy now because if I rebuy, it's gonna come back down to 20 cents and I'm gonna be even more mad. And then the next day, it goes up to 51 cents. And what I was doing is I had my whole game plan. I was saying it can go all the way up to $1. I was saying that for months. And so I sold at 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. And then the next day, it goes up to exactly $1 on the dot. Touched $1, came back down. I hit all my sells perfectly at 60 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents, and my last sell hit at 98 cents where I sold my last 2,000 OXT. So overall, I had made like 5 to 7 grand from this trade, but the potential that I missed out on was insane. And if I would have just been patient, if I would have waited just one more day, I wouldn't have made this huge mistake. But this mistake has taught me so much more. So my portfolio went from 10 to 12,000 all the way up to 15 to 20,000 just from this one trade. But if I would have been patient with it and waited, I could have potentially turned my portfolio from 10,000 into roughly 30 to 40,000 because I would have sold all the way up that I wouldn't have made 45,000 for sure. There's no way I would have sold everything right at the top. But this $20,000 or $30,000 lesson has taught me so much from making this mistake that I was like, I can't sell that much at once, sell 75% at once, and I can't chase pumps. So that's one of the things that I learned is I can't be chasing pumps, especially with the huge amount of money. When I was confident in OXT, I knew what it could do. I had been really patient for months waiting for it. And then the very moment that I sell, I get punished for it basically. And that's what happens in the markets. You sell to try to make some gain somewhere else and move it back, try to play the market, but it's not gonna let you. It's gonna punish you for that. Another mistake that I made was I bought way too much NIMIC last year. I was holding too much of my portfolio in it that I was forced to be patient and not make the same mistakes as I did with OXT, and missed out on a lot of other gains happening in the market while other coins I was bullish on were pumping. I had a huge amount of NIM and I was just waiting for a really long time. I believe I had over 50%, if not 60% of my portfolio in NIMIC. That was another lesson that I learned, was not to have more than 50% in a coin, especially when it was a little bit more high risk because it was such a low market cap. I have about 40% of my portfolio in CRO right now. When it comes to CRO, I'm a lot more bullish on it, and it's a lot higher market cap and a lot more trustworthy, that I'm more confident in it, and I'm okay with having 40% of my portfolio in CRO. Another two examples of me when I wasn't patient was with ADA and Engine. There were two coins that I had about 10,000 of them about a year and a half ago, and that was when they were both less than 10 cents. And I had sold them for about a 2 to 3x, and I missed out on an additional 10x from the lack of patience. So this taught me to sell in chunks because I just sold everything at once, and that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made. Growing my portfolio has really tested me and made me really patient. When I'm chasing gains, that's when I get wrecked and learn a lesson. When I'm patient and I'm consistent with my trading, that is where the real growth happens. If you panic when your portfolio is down 10% and sell, most of the time it will rebound, and you should have just been patient and held on. Holders are the most patient people and have been rewarded for that. One of my buddies has been buying ADA all through the bear market of 2018 and 2019, and I'm sure he's still buying more every week. Last time I asked him, he had over 500K ADA, and his average buy was between 4 and 6 cents, and he hasn't sold any. So he's been rewarded heavily by being patient and just holding. On the other hand though, from not selling, he has the risk of his portfolio decreasing 60 to 80% in the next bear market, and it's possible we see ADA at 40 to 50 cents, and he could have sold some between $2 and $3 and rebought at the lows. Most holders, like my friend, don't really care if that happens because they're not wanting to sell or take profits anytime soon. He's been in crypto since 2015 and has never once taken any profit or any money out of the markets, but only put more money in. As a trader, patience is important to make good trades and maximize profits potential. There have been many times where I've taken profits too early and exited positions too fast. One of these massive mistakes was with VRA. I bought this coin in January or February of this year, and I put in about $200 to $300 when there was 3 zeros in it. And I had been holding for a few weeks, and it had already gone up 3 to 5x. It was up to these prices. And I was very satisfied with the gains, had making about $1,000, and so I sold everything. Now the coin is trading around 7 cents, and it's done over a 100x from when I found it. So it was a $3 million market cap when I entered, and so that's part of the reason why I exited so quickly, because it was a lot higher risk. Now that being said, the way I trade and invest, I wouldn't have held it for a 100x anyways. At the most, I would have sold the rest at a 10x. Another thing that I learned from this was if you sell at a 5x profit and you put it into a new coin, that coin does a 2x, you've already essentially done a 10x. And it's lowered the risk by moving it into a different coin. This is a huge part of what I do and teach in my course. If you're interested in checking that out, it's in the description of this video. I've learned over the years from all the mistakes I've made by selling too early, and I needed to figure out a way to lower the risk and maximize profits, and I figured it out. It was by selling in percentages. If you sold 5% of your holding, every 50% increase, you'd make over 600% when you completely sold out of that position. But what if it dropped after you hit sells? Then you could rebuy into that position, and then you'd make even more than 600%. I don't want to go too much into that and all the numbers and how it works, because that is all stuff that I teach in my course. But here you can see a couple examples of if you're selling at 5%, and this is the amount that you would make on the trade, and this is the total profit, and then 20% and so on. Something that I've wanted to start on the channel is at the end of my videos, I can answer some of your questions in one of the new videos I record. So please drop your questions down below, and I will choose a few of them and answer them in a future video. The real question is though, how can you increase and build up your patience so that you can be a better investor and trader? First thing is by experience. The best way to learn something is by experience. Immerse yourself in crypto and trading and try it out. When you try it out, you'll make mistakes and you'll also have success. And you learn much more from the mistakes that you make, and they will teach you valuable lessons. From all the stories I shared about my mistakes, each one has taught me a new lesson. It might also take a few times to learn this lesson, and you might continue to make the same mistakes many times, which is okay. From my experience with OXT, I learned not to chase pumps and not to sell a huge amount of my holding at once. From my mistake with Nimic, I learned to not put in too much into a single project, like I had over 50% of my whole portfolio in one project, mainly when it is much higher risk. Right now I have about 40% of my portfolio in CRO, and that is because I've been staking it and earning more and more. I'm okay with having 50% of my portfolio in a coin like CRO when I'm so extremely confident in it for the long term, and it's much safer bet than a low cap. Next thing you can do to build up your patience is fishing for a winner. When it comes to investing, it's like fishing. There's so many fish in the sea, just like there are cryptos to invest in. That doesn't mean you need to invest in all of them or catch every single fish to be successful. It's actually much better to wait for the right opportunities that come your way and look good to catch a few really good fish. You need to be patient by researching and looking for these really good fish or really good projects. Just like when I found CRO a year ago, I was looking into it even a few months before I'd bought in. I waited for a great buying opportunity, and once I had it, I bought into the coin around 5 to 7 cents. I kept adding to the position over the following months and up to this point. I was very confident in it and the future of it, so I had a big position in it. When they changed the requirements from the fixed amount of coins you needed to a dollar amount in February, it had gone from 8 to 9 cents all the way up to 25 cents overnight, and I had sold about 15,000 CRO at 25 cents, and I waited and rebought around 15 cents and bought back 24,000 tokens. So this one trade had made me over 9,000 CRO. I was very patient waiting for the next 9 months before I saw it over 25 cents again, and it's been worth every single second waiting for that. What have been your successes or struggles with patience in the market? Share your stories down below because I want to hear them. Practice these things and make sure you are being patient with yourself as well. These things don't happen overnight. If you enjoyed this video and love the information shared in it, you need to go watch this video. It's full of my 6 biggest trading secrets to make you a better crypto trader and investor. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, as always, keep it in the green.